Hello, beautiful family. How are you all doing? Thank you for the maximum love and the support. So, my beautiful people, today I will want to share with you what that's normally session never end. See, this is all about Asari Dokubo and the history. If you notice for some time, Asari Dokubo is no longer talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You get why? Asari Dokubo is now the king of Ijaw land, and he received some international guests. I don't really want to talk too much. I want to carry you along. Follow me as we listen to history. Thank you so much, and I'll be right back.
Against time. We just finished at the Amawari with the Council of Chiefs. So we deemed it fit that we must be here to see your royalty and your presence so that they can meet with you. Yeah, that's Mr. Leonard, the head of the team. They came all the way from Barcelona. They are British tourists. They're a mixed breed as it is right now. We have some of them from Italy, some from India. Funny enough, we have one of our brothers from Mali amongst them. He's not white, he's black. We have their driver, and we have the police officer who came with them. It's a beautiful team. We have interfaced and interacted with them in the Amawari. They have told us why they are here. We've taken them around some centers in the community. We took them to Amobo, showed them the old post office, before we went back to council to meet with the chiefs. So we are here right now to see you in person, to do honor to whom honor is due. So that they know the importance of the Kalabari kingdom, our rich culture, our rich tradition. They've gone around the northern axis of Nigeria. They are here now, down south, and to our own privilege, Obuama becomes the only Kalabari town they heard of and decided to visit. And it will be the only Kalabari town they will visit, from here to the museum, from here to Okrika, and then I think that should be all for River State for them. So I will introduce their leader, who will take the time to introduce each and every one of them who are here present, who will tell us their mission, and then they have few questions they want to ask you. We have told them, you are an embodiment of the Kalabari culture, history, and tradition. And there is no question they would want to ask that you can ask. They want to know why I am dressed the way I am dressed. And I think they have seen you, you are far more better than I am dressed. They would also want to know why you are dressed better than I am dressed. And there are so many things, I think they have seen more things they would want to find out about this room, and so on. So by the grace of God, so that will not take much of your time, you are in a hurry. Yes. So please, Mr. Leonard, I throw the ball into your court now.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So I address your questions, no? So for us it's a surprise, a positive surprise. We were not expecting this. We are, under shock, yeah, of this reception. We came to see the Council of Elders and we've received Your Highness, and we thank you for this and with this wonderful welcome, because besides everything we came to Nigeria to see the culture. Yes, we know that Nigeria and the Ijaw people have gone through different contacts, the Portuguese, the Igbo, the Arabs, the British, and now the global world, no? But despite all these changes and influences, you are still Ijaw. And for us, that is something that touches our heart. And we thank you for sharing for some hours your culture with us. So, since the teacher, who has been our guide in Harristown, has exposed you, we don't have much time, unfortunately. It's a tourist tour. We have a schedule, and they're waiting for us at Port Harcourt at the National Museum to see the traditional art of the rivers people. Yes, that if it would be possible to have a brief explanation, Your Highness, of the symbolism of the clothes that you're wearing, because they're quite unique in Africa. We have not seen them anywhere else in Nigeria and nowhere else in West Africa. If we could have a briefing, and from there, if with all our respect, we would be moving back to the city, because they're awaiting us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we proceed, I will present to you a plan of future of Ghana.
Oh, lovely.
So that you can take it with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Where is my camera?
Yeah.
Goes back to when Isabella and the king of Portugal, what's the name?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, decided that that go because of the Saracen, because of the Ottoman. Somebody where they pursue. The Silk Road had been closed, and they are going to look for a new route to India. And I think Vasco da Gama came. And the first town after he left Spain, after they left, is it Lisbon, port of Lisbon that he left, the first place he stopped, Fuchi, is in Calabari, in 1840 something, in 1440 something, 1412 or so. That was the first time. They ran out of supply and they had to go ashore. And they went ashore and they called the place Fuchi, first time. It's Foko, it's still existing at the shore of the Atlantic Ocean. It's a Calabari town. It's an Ijaw town. That's the first after they left Lisbon. So we are the first people in this part of the world to have contact with European explorers. Mali, Songhai, Ghana, other empires had had constant contact with Europeans. They have interfaced with them, they have fought with them. Neo-Africanus and so many people have traveled and have written about these places. But down south, after Oyo Empire, nothing was known. So the first place that had contact was Kalawari people, Fuchi Foko. From there they went to Cape, and they called that place Cape of Good Hope when they saw that they could turn into the Indian Ocean. From the Atlantic Ocean, they now turned into the Indian Ocean. And that place, Cape of Good Hope, they went to India, they got the spices. From that, it developed into trade. From trade, it developed into slave trade. From slave trade, it became colonial occupation of this place. All these states were sovereign states. Their sovereignty was stolen. The Europeans came as friends, and later they became aggressors. They were not provoked by anybody. They just decided to change with time. As they studied the people, they saw that the people were vulnerable. So they took advantage of our vulnerability and they enslaved us. Our fathers acted as middlemen. I'm not ashamed of that. Slave trade has been held as man. Even before Portugal and Spain decided to go on this exploration. Romans, other people, that's having slaves. Arabs were having slaves. Even the Spanish people were having slaves. So slavery is as old as mankind, and nobody should abuse anybody. Our fathers were slave traders. Everything you see here, some of them are over 100, 200 years. We don't know the date of where this thing comes from. I sat on the stool of a man called Nabobari Prayed Harry. This man is an Igbo man. So if you saw the greeting, there's an Igbo greeting and there's an Ijaw greeting. He's an Igbo man. In 1892, he created what is called his war king chieftain under King Amakri. So these things have been handed over from generation to generation, from rings of houses. We pick them. Some of them might be 18 something, some of them might be 19. We don't know.
So this table, sorry,
it's
original.
There are so many things here that were handed over to us from generation after generation. That from these people who dealt in slave trade and so on and so forth. So all these things you see here were handed over from generation to generation. So I don't know how old they are, what they are, whether they are original or they are not, I don't know. Okay. But they were handed over to us by our fathers who have used them. I am Ijaw in the 9th. And recently, the Kalawari people elevated me to the position of Amakri, an amenable of the place where all of us come from, Eden Kalawari. They call it old shipping. It's very far away at the Atlantic shores. So that is it. What is wearing is done. It's of Portuguese origin or Spanish origin. It's called dawn.
So the Portuguese brought it to Calabar,
yeah,
and it was adopted as your traditional dress.
This is Portuguese origin.
And the metals?
All of them, the stored are all of Portuguese origin.
And the hat?
They had either British or Portuguese.
Okay.
They are Portuguese origin. So that's why what he's wearing. Chiefs wear them. Then they underneath it there's what is called 8 bulbs. 8 bulbs was what it cost at that time to sew. They bring them from Europe then, the undercloth. It's called 8 bulbs. So it's also of Portuguese and Spanish origin. So these are the things it's wearing. Mine, these are normal African fabric from the savannah to the Sahara. African, King Amakri visited Ida, and this was given to him by the king of as a race to bring the one that is 100 and something years. This one is new. Atigra, the blue one. This one. This one is I sold this recently. And I bet saw the man spares the man from very long time in Anoko. It was just yesterday evening that I was told that you were coming, so we didn't really prepare to welcome you. So this is from the savannah. This is also from the savannah. What the scorpion you see here is a symbol of the owner of this compound, my father. This is a symbol. It's called the scorpion and this thing. So that is not my symbol. It's a symbol of my grandfather. I give him honor because I'm in his compound. This is not my palace. I'm just staying here for the time being. Maybe after some time I have to move to where I'm supposed to reside. But the drum that you saw, this man here with the flag on top of my thing, I cannot touch a woman. That's the eagle feather. It belongs to members of the Calvary Society.
The Calvary Secret
Calvary Society.
Society.
Yes, they call it, it's a Kine. Calvary Kine Society. Everything, mysteries, every secret of Calvary people is embedded in that society. You can be initiated. There was one European professor, Professor Otting. Robin Otting. He stayed there for over 50 years. He died, and he said we should bury him at home, so he was buried in Calvary land. Unfortunately, your friend is not a member, so he's not a member of the Calvary Kine Society. Every chief ought to be a member of Calvary Kine Society. So what we are saying, we have a very long relationship of spanning over 700 years with Spain and Portugal, then with the Dutch, then the Germans, the French, then the British, the Arabs, the Russians. Everybody came here. There was a great scramble here. And at Berlin, they decided to put us in a country called Nigeria. They stole our sovereignty from us. They never negotiated. They signed treaties with us, which they don't obey. Like what is happening with the marriage in Netherlands. They signed treaty. And this treaty are still there. In those treaties, they never mention any country called Nigeria. They never mention anything called colonialism. The treaty they signed is, they call it protectorate treaty. And they went behind our back, used gunboat diplomacy, took our independence from us, and gave us house as chattel. We became chattels, and they just gave us house without anybody. They are in the UN. The UN is a useless organization. They cannot do anything. What do they call that? That's what they call the UN Security Council. That's the most useless organization in the world. So all these organizations, they are going to fade out because they don't stand for anything true. So we have the right to self-determination as a people, because we never signed any treaty of colonialism with Israel. It is only Lagos in Nigeria that signed treaty of colonialism with Britain. when they ceded to the British Crown. Nobody ceded to the British Crown here. I don't know anywhere that any other people apart from Lagos. So these are the things. Our history with Europeans has been turbulent. Our history with the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians were not very eventful. But our history with the British has been painful. They have caused us so much pain. Our development has been arrested, stagnated, no development. If about 100 or 200 years ago we had all these things you see here, we had them. We had all these things. No, I never know. If you see, this one was brought from Old Shipping in 1884 to Buguma by one of my ancestors.
Beautiful.
Yes, in 1884.
From where?
From Old Shipping, where they call Old Shipping.
Yeah,
When next you have
Yeah.
time, you will come. Bring. All these spears were used by my fathers to fight. These walking sticks. No, that's not it. These spears were used by my fathers to fight. This is my grandfather's walking stick, one of my ancestors' walking stick. This is another spear. This is another spear. This one is another spear. They were all used by my fathers to fight in the various wars. Where is that gun? That's shotgun.
And Your Highness,
Yes.
this ivory?
Yes. These are all real ivory.
It's used to
Yes, yes. They're all old. So these are the things that from generation. I am Ijaw the 9th, so from 1892 to date, from 1792 to date, Ijaw Valley school has been occupied by various people from 1 to 9. So all these things are relics
Yes.
from these people. We don't know who owned them, so they've been handed over. When I go now, I will hand over to my successor, like that. So I took it from my predecessor. The last predecessor on this tour was in 1969. After that, because everybody who occupied this tour was dying in less than 3 years. So people said there was a bad omen. So nobody agreed to occupy this tool until this time they decided. Since 2004. Since 2004, they've been. They want me to occupy this tool. They want me to occupy this tool, and I've been dodging. But last year I did not dodge. They insisted that I should occupy this tool. So since that last year I became Ijaw Valley of Calabar and Amakli Kwiki. The shield. Really.
So
I became Amakli Kwiki. So this is the shield. The shield of King Amakli. So it's an honor. This is not ancient. It was just done yesterday. So there's nothing ancient about this one. So.
And the sitting stool of the previous kings, is this one where you're sitting?
No. This one was made by me.
Okay. And you still keep the old one?
Old ones, yes. When you go to Buguma and Tobia, you will see the old ones. When you go to Buguma, most of them are not in proper care. So they might not be looking very fine. So many relics, but we just retrieve this one so that we can present what you wanted. Even though later it went south, but we can still repair them and retrieve them and come back to see how Europe is far ahead of us. We cannot pretend about it. We are the lowest head of the ladder. We are there. That's where we are. We have to climb and reach somewhere. and be able to self-sustain with another. Oil production is endangering the life of our people. There's an environmental genocide that is going on there. There's no livelihood of our people everywhere now. No employment any longer. Because we are traditionally, we are naturally fishermen. We can't go to the river and fish because the river has been polluted by years of negligence. Not exploration and production, it is negligence. Proper care was not taken. So since you're in a hurry, from time to time, through my brother, I will send you books. We have books that have been written where we have commissioned about 81 scholars to produce an encyclopedia of Calabar history. When it's completed, we'll send you some volumes so that you can keep it in a library and you can also read it.
Yeah. With this brief visit, Your Highness, we want to show respect for the Ijaw culture for Southeast Nigeria. And this is the beginning, inshallah, of a long-lasting relationship. Our intention with my partner Leonardo is to bring tourism to all what you were saying, that all this heritage you got from your ancestors, it's valued. And that you receive also not just admiration, but resources, economic resources to preserve something that is unique. Not many people know that this area was the first place that developed what we say today, the globalization. Here is a melting pot of cultures from all around the world, and you're a symbol of this, and we want to promote this with your support. Yes, so thank you for your time, for your explanations. They've been very interesting. It's our first day in Nigeria, so we take a big souvenir from here. Thank you.
So my beautiful family, that brings us to the end of this update. Do to like the video, share and subscribe. I still remember your one and only Progress the Analyst, as I bring all the update to you back to back. Thank you so much and bye bye.